It's January the 18th, 2023, and you know why you're here, so let's kick this off, right, and introduce the players. Hey, I'm Jarazar, a WoW esports enthusiast.
Hello, I'm Trisab Jake, and I'm an elemental shaman enthusiast. You kind of nicked my enthusiasm there.
I'm enthusiastic.
And today with us, we've got some fantastic guests for you today. We've got Ed, the editor, who has been editing for Peekaboo for quite some time now, and then also multi-rank 1 feral druid Snoopy. So, guys, why don't you introduce yourselves and let the viewers know a little bit about you? So, Ed, why don't you start?
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much covered all of it. I'm Ed, video editor for Peekaboo and various other streamers. I think I've got like 5 or something right now. And been playing WoW for like 17 years. Made my first character an undead warrior in my friend's tiny office. And here we are now, still about the same skill level.
Insert the meme here. I've been playing the game for how many years, and I'm still, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome.
Insane.
How about you, Snoopy?
Yeah, I'm a feral PvPer, and I stream on Twitch a lot, and I also edit all my videos on YouTube. So, yeah, I'm kind of streaming, editing videos, and I play high-rated PvP sometimes on feral mainly. Sometimes also play. I have a warrior and a evoker, but I'm not very known for those. They're a bit they're not very good.
What?
Bit of a one-trick pony.
You're not very good.
No, I'm not very good on them.
Okay.
I'm a one-trick pony. That's what I'm saying here. I'm like a 3-6 feral and like a 1500 evoker.
Yeah, I'm not trying to
Devastation,
put you on blast or anything, but I was just wondering. I thought Devastation was pretty good, but I don't know anything. So
It's just EU versus NA meta, obviously on EU.
Yes.
I was gonna say, according to Reddit, your analysis of those specs is wrong.
No, I'm saying me on those specs.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
I want to be specific.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buff feral though, so let's say.
Feral.
We gotta
they've
get
got-
that across.
Not enough burst, I think. Not enough burst.
Need more burst.
Oh my gosh. Actually, how's Boomkin doing in Arena?
Ooh.
I know it's Slam in Mythic, so a lot of people are looking for them, but I don't know
mean-
how they're doing in Arena.
I've not seen a boomy in a while now. It's been like I've played a good amount of shuffle. I think I maybe had one boomy in my shuffles, so I don't think they're doing too hot.
I think
Don't
they're
think they're doing
all.
good.
I think they're all down at 2-1 because I queued into like a couple recently when I've had a
Okay.
moment to even touch shuffle. It's they just run and they do damage and they try not to die, which I think is kind of how you play caster nowadays anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that sounds kind of normal actually. All right.
pretty good.
Well, why don't we get into a little bit of what we've been up to the last 2 weeks? I'm gonna start with you, Snoopy. What have you been up to these last 2 weeks?
Well, in WoW or just in general, like content creation, I guess. But
Yeah, content creation and WoW.
yeah, so I've been it's been a bit more than 2 weeks now since the new year, but I've been trying to post every day. So I'm posting a daily video, and I've been streaming every day basically. So yeah, I've been farming solo shuffle on my feral druids and playing some alts too. But yeah, been grinding shuffle and also got my glad today, actually.
Nice.
So
Sheesh.
I've just been playing a bunch of arena, and also editing and yeah, making shorts and stuff like this. I've been trying to get into. So
Very
yeah, just
good.
been sitting in this chair way too much, basically. But it's been good. It's been good.
Yeah, you gotta grind the followers, right? Grind the content.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Like it's editing takes time, and I don't edit like very good videos at all. But it feels good, like being on like a streak of posting every day and trying to come up with like something to make. Even though it can be a bit stressful, and I'm up to like 7 a.m. But it's nice.
Sounds like a pretty busy life.
Yeah.
Okay, Ed, same question for you, man. What have you been up to these last 2 weeks?
I've been enjoying the raid. I don't haven't gotten too much into PvP yet because I mostly just watch PvP. But I've been enjoying the raid a lot. Down Razageth for the first time last week on normal, so nothing crazy. But I got the Razageth
Nice.
mount, so that was
Oh,
cool.
nice.
The like
Well
3%
done.
drop or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
got it a couple days ago. Other than that, just editing videos. various Christmas things. I know Christmas is long gone, but that's pretty much it.
All right. 2 weeks ago. I mean that's the
Yeah, it's close
the
enough to
tail end. New
Christmas.
Year's
It's
Eve.
recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. I got Jake. How about you, man? What have you been up to these last 2 weeks?
Oh my god, that's a very loaded question, really. I actually did exactly what Snoopy did, but during December, which was I slammed videos every single day, and I can totally agree. It is one of the best feelings in the world, especially as you start looking at that nice, juicy ad revenue just go up and up and up every single day, and
Especially in December.
especially December,
Yeah.
and it makes you feel real good.
Yeah.
So it was. I haven't been doing that in the last couple of weeks though. The last couple of weeks have been really full on, just IRL in terms of work and everything. And I'm trying to find time just to sit down and solo shuffle. But with the queues being like 40 minutes for DPS, it's
Queues
kind
are
of
rough.
rough. It's rough, man. Like it's like
Yeah.
if I like, for example, on my DK, I think I queued 2 games and it took 2 hours to get the queue pop, and I got 0 rating on both because it was kind of like one of those sort of 3-3 games. I got nothing, so I queue up for all that time, I do nothing, and I get nothing, and that's kind of like demoralizing in a way. So then I just sort of go to bed, go to work, come back, do the same thing. So it's kind of been rinse and repeat solo shuffle, but today's been very good, so I've been enjoying myself, actually getting time to queue.
Nice.
Good.
Actually, I need to cut in because I forgot to say, just to make everyone angry out there, that I'm a 4-set gamer.
Oh.
I've got 2 pieces from Raid Finder, and I got 2 pieces from my vault. So suck it, I guess.
But are they PvP though? Are they
No,
PvP?
they're not. Like you guys fully outstrip me in terms of like eye level, but I've got 4-set. So
And that's all that counts. That's
all
all
that
that
You
counts.
put in the
Yeah.
effort though. The raid finder, you gotta respect that. You didn't like vault 4 in a row from PvP.
No.
So it's fine. It's fine.
no, I've only been vaulting for 2 weeks or
Yeah.
3 weeks, I guess. But
Yeah.
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 You can send your hate mail to Plankton Ed on Twitter.
No, don't no.
Blow up those DMs. Make sure your rage is heard.
Yeah, my DMs are open, but I won't read them. So
You can mail your bat guano in game to Ed the Gamer.
yeah, I'll take any gold. I've been farming burnished ink for my gold, so pretty rough.
Oh, fun. I have to admit though, like it is that part of that RNG, but to have been doing that much LFR and normal rating to get yourself a 4-piece set is worth a golf clap, man. That's
Yeah, I mean,
It is.
I get it that it's really tough for the people who have to, do like 4 characters. Like Carl, Peekaboo's healer has like, all the healers maxed out, and he does max vaults every week for PvP.
yeah.
But doing that, getting 9 vaults for 9 characters is totally ridiculous. Like, there's no way anyone could physically do that. So, on one character, it's probably a lot easier to get it done. But
Like Snoopy's sweating right now, just going like, yeah, it's so rough to do that on like all those characters.
yeah, right. He has 2. He just maxed an NA one. So leave him
I
alone.
did. I actually have 3 now. Yeah, so I got my NE
Yeah.
up today, or not today. A few days ago, and I have 2 in EU. So I have 3 ferals, and I have
Yeah.
2, like 1 warrior, 1 evoker. But
Wow.
I play this game so much like that, without even trying, you kind of cap them by just playing way too much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you got the time, like it's like I remember the golden era of lockdown when nobody had to do anything and all you could do was play video games, and I was just sweating so much. Wow, and you feel like your improvement I just skyrocketed. I felt like I was like almost like Neo in the Matrix. I saw every move before my opponent was doing it. I knew exactly what
Slowing
to do.
time down.
Exactly. No, that's what it felt like. I just felt so ridiculously in tune with everything. And then
Yeah.
if you like, so when you do that all the time, yes, it's so easy, like easy to cap and easy to do everything and get all your vault on those characters.
Especially like if you RBGs, as well, then it's done.
Oh yeah, true, very true.
Really
Yeah.
quick.
I
Especially
always
if
loved all the memes of, people would come into Peekaboo's chat and be like, dude, you just do like 1 RBG and you're done, max faults for the week. He's like, yeah, dude, okay, like just 1 RBG, huh?
yeah.
It's just winning 1 RBG.
Yeah.
But
Gotta
then
win, you gotta
again,
win.
it's first you have to win, and it's also RBGs. And if you don't like RBGs, then
Yeah.
it's I would even imagine trying to be a streamer doing RBGs and having chat open. That would be horrible.
I did that
Yeah.
yesterday actually. It was nice.
You
Was
ran
it horrible?
RBGs with. Sorry.
Oh, it was quite nice. It was quite nice.
Okay.
Okay.
I've been doing it
If you say
on
so.
NA. On NA, I've been doing it
Wow.
Oh,
to cap because I dinged like the day before reset, so I had to like cap all 3.
Mm-hmm.
And what is did seven? I think it was 7 RBGs, 5 wins, 2 losses, so it went pretty well. And then I was 3 for 3, and yeah,
Wow.
Nice.
That's
that
good.
was nice.
And then you got 2 useless trinkets and some boots.
Did you get that or me?
No, you. Like, what did you get in the
Oh
vault?
no, I actually got a Terrace shoulders on NA. So
Oh, there you go. Easy.
yeah, it was pretty good, pretty good. I'm not complaining about that.
Yeah, I guess there's just more tier to go around on NA.
Dude, I feel like
apparently.
they increased the drop chance on tier. I don't know if this is a conspiracy, but like this week, I got tier on like 3 characters, and everyone's getting tier. I don't know what's up with that, but maybe they've tweaked some numbers. I'm not sure.
And the
Probably
thing
not.
is, next week where you can convert them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Exactly.
And we'll get
free
that,
next week.
we'll get to that in the news.
Oh, sorry. Jeez.
Hey, no worries.
Jumping the gun. Oh, Ed, I can't believe you
Sorry,
do
let
that.
me look at the notes. Sorry.
The show is ruined.
I'm
Well,
muting
word
my
by
mic.
word. We have a
I'm
script.
muting?
We have a script. Follow the
Yeah.
script.
I'm sorry.
You might as well stop now. I think it's done. I think it's over.
Well,
Thanks,
guys,
for-
it's been a great show. Thanks for joining us. No, I'm kidding. Well, I guess quickly, I don't know. What did I do? So
what did you do?
I leveled my Demon Hunter. So I got it up to max level, and then I started grinding some PvP on it. Started generating some PvP interest in my guild because it was noted that they wanted somebody to start leading it, and then somebody heard that I did this, so they're like, "Hey, Jarisar," or
Nominated.
yeah, not that I really wanted to, but so I'm trying to find a way. I'm trying to shuffle that off to somebody else, but in the meantime, was leveling a Demon Hunter because I didn't want to take my Prot Paladin into rated battlegrounds because that'd be bad. And then what else did I do? I did some mythic stuff and just generally trying to grind renown on my mains and stuff like that. So, and then today, because I realized that after reset that I hadn't actually done everything I needed to do on all my main and my alts, I finally made a character tracker spreadsheet. So as I go through things each week, I can click off and make sure that I do my soup, I do my keep, I do the
idea.
weekly tasks that I feel I need to do for each of my characters, so I don't miss out on those.
Well, I actually have a question on that. And
Sure.
Who here thinks that they have the highest Tuskar renown? Because I'm at 26, so
I'm like 4. I'm 4, so I'm out.
4.
Yeah, it's not high. Like it's 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, I'm same.
I think
Yeah, I'm a soup grinder, so
I think I'm 18 on soup.
okay.
Yeah.
love
I
soup.
think
That's
you
like
win, Ed. I think Ed.
that's
wins
like
too.
my one pride, so I had to get it out there.
Rank 1 soup drinker.
Yeah, rank,
Ed.
rank 1. Big Canuck knows me very well.
I'm sure.
you
I think
go.
I've never done the soup thing even, not once.
Really? It's
Maybe
actually
like
pretty
maybe
fun.
in the campaign. Maybe in the campaign if we had to. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
actually pretty fun. And if you do it on with war mode on, it's even funner.
Oh
yeah,
my
I can
God.
imagine. I can imagine.
So yeah,
I'm
guys, I
gonna
have,
do
more
that.
to the
That
soup,
actually does
maybe, I
sound
don't
fun.
a question.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. How's your carpal tunnel after playing Demon Hunter for a little while?
Honestly, it's not that bad because I play it poorly.
Don't you just press like one button on Demon Hunter?
It isn't
Not-
1-1-2. 1-1-2 all the time, is it?
Well, in
No.
very fast sequence, right? Like very fast.
Yeah.
I think.
So one correction is I leveled it as a tank, as Vengeance, not as Havoc.
Oh, I see.
So I was actually doing more than just 3 buttons. It was 5.
That's
5. Wow.
impressive.
Whoa there.
That's 5, no macros. It'd probably be about 15 if I actually had macros, because arena 1, 2, 3. But
Mhm.
I'll get there. In the meantime, I'm loving chat. I'm loving the chat while we're doing this. Let's get into the need, greed, and pass though, and see what Jake. It's your turn. So let's see what you brought. One sec.
This likely won't
So,
be a clean fight. So keep your distance, eh?
There you go. Bumper's done.
Oh, I almost made the mistake. Oh, I have a really bad headache. I'm going
We
to blame
talked
that on
about
that.
this.
I know
Yeah.
we talked about this. I forgot. I'm the one that talked about it.
I almost said hello. So
Hello.
that's my bad.
Kind of waiting too.
Yeah, sorry guys.
That was funny.
So I had a really good one for this, and I totally forgot what it was. So then I had to come up with another one. So this one, because we're talking about content creation and streaming and whatnot, I thought that for our need, greed, and pass, we've got to think about. Okay, so let's say you're a Twitch streamer. You I guess we all are, and you do editing. If you could choose another game or thing to stream or edit outside of WoW, which would you choose? And the three that I've gone for are 1, hot tub streaming, 2, League of Legends, and 3, ASMR.
Ew.
Okay. That's interesting top 3, I gotta say.
Yeah. They're not my personal top 3, just to clarify.
Oh.
I'm just saying these are the ones that you have to choose. So I'm hoping there'll be a
Wait,
hard
we have
choice.
to choose from those?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you choose your
need greed pass. Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that
I
was
read
your
the-
top 3.
Yeah,
No,
me
no,
too.
no.
No, I got it. Need greed pass. Got it.
God, I'm just picturing how that sounded in your minds. Just like my top 3 are hot tub, League of Legends.
Yeah, I'm
and
like, dude, these are the worst top 3 of all time. I'm sorry.
Amaranth
Like,
is my queen.
okay, who's going first?
I'm just wondering when Jake's opening up his OnlyFans. That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, I should have put OnlyFans on there.
When is
Oh,
that happening? Actually, I've been waiting for that one.
yeah, maybe I should.
Soon,
Maybe I should.
soon.
No, but anyway, we'll keep some gaming in there. Ed, why don't you go first? Tell us what you're going to need, what you're going to greed, and what you're going to pass on.
All right, I mean, it's obviously need League of Legends, and then no, there's only one option for me because I can't do ASMR. I have that thing where you can't listen to people do stuff. I just like I turn it off immediately. Like if someone's chewing, someone's eating food, your stream's off. I'm sorry. So it would be need League of Legends, greed, hot tub streaming, pass. That's stupid ASMR. I mean, content that lots of people love and enjoy, and that's their, they can do whatever they want, but they're wrong.
And if from a point of view of like editing, let's just say you've got some jobs and you've been offered like all 3 of these as a job, which would you choose in that regard? Just out of curiosity more than anything.
Still pass ASMR because just no.
You just couldn't.
I'd probably do need hot tub streaming, and it's not for the reasons that you would think. It's mostly because I've tried to do editing for League of Legends, and it's difficult. Like there's a lot of, if you're going to do it right, it's probably going to be a lot harder than the editing for hot tub streaming. Because there are lots. If you watch the really good ones, there's so much that goes into each of those videos. So yeah, I would do need hot tub streaming, greed, League of Legends, and then pass ASMR.
Right.
For editing.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Snoopy, same to you then, buddy. What do you think?
So first thing was like what I would rather make content around, right? Like what I would if I had to need. Yeah, okay. I mean League. I think League is pretty cool. They have a Feraldred, Nidalee. I actually used to main Nidalee in League. So yeah, League is a need for sure. Oh, dude, I think.
I mean, you can't copy me.
Agreed.
You gotta do something else.
I actually forgot which already didn't, but agreed. Agreed. Hot tub and then pass on ASMR.
Oof. ASMR taking a deep L.
Yeah, big L.
Is that what you did too, Ed? Did you also?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
It's the only real option. So
yeah, you can chill in the hot tub a bit. Like that's fine.
Yeah, and if you were to do the editing for it, like if you were to like beyond kind of like let's say you get hired for that, what would you do? Would it change at all?
If someone else hired me for editing,
let's say,
which would not happen. It would not happen. I'm not that good at editing. But I mean, Ed spoke about like League, and I can imagine if like League is a lot going on, the map and everything. Like maybe someone's saying it's like old time stuff happening, right? So I can imagine there's a lot there. But I'd still pick League need for editing just because it could be kind of fun, like playing Nidalee and zooming on spares. But I guess it wouldn't be me playing. So, but yeah, I'd need League. I would greed hot tub and I'll pass ASMR. Because how do you edit ASMR? Like, what do you do? It's just like
you just zoom in on the mouth. It's the
mouth. Yeah.
it's that all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared,
Next, no more ASMR talk.
No.
Ed is already like getting the willies right now, just
Yeah,
thinking about
pass.
it.
So actually, I was going to need on ASMR for streaming,
Oh God.
and I was going to do it. I'm envisioning this is like with like 7-Eleven slushies or like, or ice cream or stuff like that, and like first the sound of me getting doing that, and then the follow-on sound of me getting a brain freeze and just screaming into the microphone because my brain hurts. So that's what I was gonna do.
That'd be nice.
I could get with the screaming. The screaming's fine. The slurping of the just like no.
Like the
Chewing
cat.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Breathing.
No.
So I was gonna do that, and then I would I agreed on Hot Tub, and then pass on League of Legends, only because I've played Heroes of the Storm, and speaking of carpal tunnel, those games give me carpal tunnel just from all the clicking of keeping the character moving around. That it just does my wrists in. My tendons can't handle all that clicking anymore. I'm too old.
I think you can hold right click in League, right? I haven't played in a while, but
You probably can
Like move by holding it in.
yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, you probably
Or
can.
maybe is that a different game? I don't know.
I know that the big reason why they clicked was so that you could move away from the creeps and get the last hits in and stuff like that.
Like you like stutter move, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like way more efficient to
Yeah.
actually keep right clicking, but you can hold it.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The only movement that I have while holding it is something that we're not going to talk about on this podcast. But a bunch. No, I agree. Chat, Heroes of the Storm is underrated. That was actually a very fun game.
I liked it too. Yeah.
I just can't handle all the clicking. If you can hold and click and move your character around, then that would be much easier. But that was my choice. Is the reason why. I'm curious though, Jake, since this was yours and you chose, why does it need Hot Tub?
So actually, for me, it's not. For me, it's not Hot Tub. Although, if you do want to see me in a hot tub, you can gift 60 subs, and I will do it.
There we go.
There we go. That is an actual thing. So from my own personal content point of view, I already have spoken about this before, but I really want. I'm actually the reverse of Ed. I'm perfectly fine with ASMR. So for me, thinking it from an editing point of view, ASMR has so much like replayability, and people go back and watch the same videos over and over and over again. And in my head, that's like a gold mine for ads and everything like that. So in my head, yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking need ASMR because that would be nuts, and it doesn't bother me too much. I would probably greed League of Legends because League of Legends videos do really well, and I think they're also quite fun because there are some really fun things you can see in League, regardless of whether or not you like League or not. Like there are some sick plays that come out. For example, you're on TikTok scrolling and there's like a pentakill, and you're like, "Whoa, that's really cool." No idea what's happening, but that looks fun. And I'm gonna pass on Hot Tub, mostly because I feel as if Hot Tub is just a way to direct people towards other websites. And sadly, I just don't think I'm cut out for the hot tub life.
No,
plus it'd be pretty boring. I think I'd get too distracted whilst editing. So I think that's going to be me. So I'm gonna need ASMR, greed League of Legends, and pass on the hot tub.
Interesting. I like this one because there's been times before where we all pick up the same thing. Versus this one, it was quite varied. I like it.
Yeah, how many of these do we have? Is there just the one, or is it
just
we got
the one?
Couple?
No, that's
okay.
But I am going to remind chat and to the people listening after this goes as an audio podcast. You can play along. Hop on over to the Discord. Type in chat right now if you're live. Otherwise, hop on over to the Discord and we'll have a thread there, and you can tell us what your need, greed, and pass is between Hot Tub, streaming, League of Legends, or ASMR. In the meantime, though, let's recap what the upcoming WoW PvP events in now.
Get in there and fight! Stop hiding!
That was I'm losing my mouth here. Upcoming WoW PvP events. So the only ones that we're aware of at this time are the official Blizzard Esports. So the AWC number 1 Cup just started. The open bracket started today. EU was earlier this morning. NA is going on right now. We never mentioned where Big is. Well, Big is actually in the AWC right now. Him and Jax and another player are going toe to toe with some of the world's best in hopes to come out ahead into the top 8 and play this weekend. So good luck to them on that. And let's see here, what else? So that's this weekend. Cup number 2, 3, and 4 are going to be the following weekends consecutively, all the way up to the 10th of February. And then the MDI is going to start on the 17th of February, and that'll take up into March before we roll back into some AWC content. We'll talk about those dates later, but just if you're wondering what to do for your weekends, well, you got some arena gameplay to watch if you really want to. And that is about it that we are aware of. If you are aware of any esports going on, any tournaments, community or otherwise, please let us know and we'll happily shout it out and raise awareness so that people can join in either as players or as viewers. In the meantime, though, let's get to what we're actually here for, which is the subject of analysis.
I'm gonna light you up, sweet cheeks.
Boom, knock that one through. So let's get to why we're here. I know nobody really cares about the upcoming PvP events because everybody that's here live right now and listening at home wants to know about what it's like to make YouTube PvP videos. Honestly, I have no idea. I like watching them. I love watching the recaps and the shorts and trying to learn what's going on there. Usually replaying it 3 or 4 times because I have to catch all the abilities to see what the heck just happened. But I gotta ask. I'm gonna throw actually to you, Snoopy, because I know. So as far as I understand, you do your Twitch stream, and then you have to go back through your stream and find those things that you thought were really interesting and turn it into a video.
Mm-hmm.
What's that process like? Well, how about you walk us through that a bit?
So I try to so usually I try kind of stream and then have a video in mind. Like if I play a comp or whatever, I kind of stream around that I know I'm gonna make the video. So if I play, let's say I play like a session of some comp, let's say Red Feral or a certain comp, I'll kind of like stream and then do the intro in the stream, and then I have a stream deck where I can press a button and it highlights it in my VOD, so I can so when I go edit, it's easy for me to kind of go back and see like where what is.
Well, that's
yeah,
smart.
so I'll stream, just kind of like collect myself and then do like the intro kind of thing. Like it's like a YouTube intro just in a stream. And then I'll just kind of go there, cut it from there, cut it at the end of session. Then I have like, that session. Then I go in and just clip out, the games, maybe some highlights, maybe a big one shot or something. And then I'll just stitch the games together and, add some music. And I try some videos I put more effort into with like zooms and whatever, whatnot, zooms or sound effects. But, yeah, so I'll just kind of just do that, and then I, do a pog face, put in the video thumbnail, and then I post it. Of course, it takes a lot of time. It's not that fast, but that's so I actually also have like a VOD channel, so I post my full streams on YouTube as well, like 6-7 hours
Oh wow.
of video on a different channel though. So I do that as well. So I just like upload. So like after my stream, I'll do that and then put it up there. But yeah, so like you should like kind of like have a plan though, like I'll make this a video, and that makes it way easier to edit when I stream with like the video in mind. Because if I'm just gonna like make a video of like random gameplay for my stream, which I've done many times, it's like a bit hard to like kind of like know where the video starts, maybe even where it ends, or so yeah, like highlighting mid stream helps so much. Where I can just easily go back, I'll see see what happened and when it happened. So yeah.
Yeah, that's smart. Like I never considered that the Stream Deck would let you do that. But
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know, how about you, Ed? Like I know you're not the one streaming, but you have to go back through somebody else's stream and get all the stuff together. What's that like? What's that process?
Yeah, it's I mean, it depends on the person. So I work for a number of different people that all have different kind of ways of letting me know. So I work for Savitz. He plays Hearthstone. And he has a Discord channel in his Discord that it's just called timestamps. So he'll go through and he'll have, certain a deck, Hearthstone deck. It's a card game that he's playing. And he'll say, at 32 minutes into the stream, I had a good game. At 2 hours and 47 minutes into the stream, I had a good game. And then he'll say, okay, I just recorded my YouTube intro at 3:01 and it ended at 3:04. And then I'll slap the YouTube intro onto the front. So his is the most concrete, like structured from his end, from the streamer's end that I get. Pretty much everyone else, actually no, Ali Straza, who works Hearthstone as well. She has a whole, it's called like Notion, I think. But it's a whole like spreadsheet of, she posts the VOD links, she posts the timestamps, she posts title suggestions, she posts deck code. It's like everything. It's so great. Peekaboo does essentially nothing. I get, occasionally, it's been a lot more since Solo Shuffle came around, where he'll be like, dude, 6-0 Solo Shuffle. And then I'll just find it. But for the most part, I'm just sort of searching for either, main team threes. I usually try to get one of those up like maybe once a week or something like that. And then other than that, just really good queue sessions where he's playing a unusual comp, or he has, a sick 1v2, something like that. But I would just say for anyone out there who's wanting to start YouTube but hasn't quite gotten into it yet, but they're a streamer, solo queue is an absolutely great way to get into it. Each solo queue is about usually 10 to 15 minutes, so it's a nice video size thing. The breaks in between are short, so even if you don't want to like make it super great, clean editing, you could just cut the beginning, cut to the end, because the breaks are 30 seconds, 20 seconds in between each round. So even if you're not saying anything for that, it's not the worst. Like ideally, you would cut out those times and actually make some, interesting subtitles and zooms and stuff like that. But I would say it's a great way to start, and it's a lot easier to get discovered on YouTube and then transition people to Twitch than to start on Twitch and then eventually people find your YouTube.
Yeah.
Like that is so true. Like just that part as well that I just said, like just for myself as well with my stream and my YouTube, like growing on Twitch, it's almost impossible without like growing YouTube first and then at least for me, and I know for many people, or growing somewhere else rather, and then getting that audience to Twitch, because Twitch is not very, even though it's gotten better with the discoverability, but yeah. That's
I mean,
like
honestly, on Twitch, like to get it done, to make it, you either have to be on the right end of a very lucky, like Peekaboo has 5,000 viewers, and then he's just like, let's just host someone random, and then he scrolls down to the bottom, and there's someone with 1 viewer, and he clicks on you, and then you happen to be doing something really cool, and you're cool, and that makes those people want to come back, or obviously you can do it by having high quality and getting your name out there and stuff like that, because really good, like actually good quality content always, what is it called, like not trickles down, but comes to the top. I don't know what the saying is, but if you're actually making really good content, you will succeed if you're consistent and you just keep doing it. Even more so on YouTube than Twitch.
I can like just like say something like on that too. When it comes to like streaming, I feel like it's very easy, and also I did this for a long time where you just turn on your stream, and like you only stream, and without really any thought into it, which works, especially if you're a very very big streamer. But I think like if you're looking to grow, like streaming with the intention of like making a video out of that VOD, it's like a really good way, because that's gonna make the stream more interesting as well, because you have like something planned out, some actual substance to it, more than just like just playing the game. You might like have a bit of a challenge going on, or just like doing a certain thing, where it's more concrete what you're doing, and then it's easier for the people that are watching to kind of watch it and be invested in what you're doing, which is kind of what it comes down to, right? In like a YouTube video, you gotta have someone invested so they actually don't just click off instantly, which helps with streaming as well, just the mindset.
Okay. Can I have
I don't know, like
have like
how,
a story in mind?
Oh, go ahead.
As in, like have a story in mind, have like an idea of a story you want to build through the stream if you could.
Like optimally, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I don't know how like general we want to get, just going away from like, specifically WoW PvP. But if you're looking for a really good example of that, is Doug, just the name Doug. He used to be a producer for ESL, and he's had really good story making and storytelling ability, and he has a great voice and good face, obviously. Not that that's like the most important thing, but all of his streams are based on the potential to make a video. So he'll stream, and the title of the stream will be his most recent one was doing Zelda randomizer. Stream ends when I die. So if he never dies, the stream just like keeps going, and he does a bunch of GTA things like that are chat interactive. So can chat fly a plane across GTA, and then that takes 3 hours or whatever because they keep failing, and then he turns that into a storyline and makes a really great video out of it. And that's sort of how he's cross-pollinated his stuff. His videos were really interesting. They had good thumbnails, good titles, and got millions of views on YouTube. And then he started streaming those ideas to people, and he gets 7,000 to 8,000 people with huge, great chat interaction every time he streams, doing these like really quirky things. And I would just say that the most important thing for getting a viewer's attention is title and thumbnail. Like it cannot be undersold how actually important that is. Like if you're going to phone something in, don't let it be that. But then once you get someone to click, you have to keep their interest and make sure that they come back. Because if you're giving them a good video, then you become routine. Like if they know that when I click on a Snoopy video, it is going to be worth me watching it. That is the best way to grow anything.
Yeah, like on the two, I feel like for me as well, it's something that I try work on. Like I'm fairly bad at it. I try to improve it, but where you might have like a very good thumbnail and title, but someone clicks in and then like the video just has like very bad retention.
Right.
So it's like I guess also like the title and thumbnail like needs to kind of like lead into the video, which is something that I'm actually like focusing a lot on myself is to kind of have like even just like the first minute of the video kind of like be a continuation of the thumbnail and title.
Yeah.
So people like click in, they're like boom, and then they will do pog face. Pog face are actually good though. They're good. But yeah, so
why does every YouTube thumbnail have to look like a person's about to swallow an eclair whole?
That's what Mr. Beast does.
Yeah, that's what Mr. Beast does.
Honestly, like it gets engagement.
Yeah.
Like
it's like an expression,
ahead.
It's like excitement.
Yeah.
Which is like if it's just like even just the ice. I guess it's probably like human psychology that I'm not too familiar with, but I think that's basically it. Yeah, because it's excitement, expressing excitement, and I guess that's why probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean honestly, another piece of advice is just from me is just watch. Mr. Beast has done so many interviews about his secrets and like how he makes like there's no secrets from him. He does interviews all over the place. You just look at shorts, you look at he has 2-hour interviews with random people where he talks about all this stuff and you just watch them. But the reason no one does it is because no one's willing to work as hard as he does. He's worked 7 days a week, like 14 hours a day for since he was like 14. And that's why it's literally just hard work and coming up with a bunch of ideas and throwing them out because they're not good, and then coming up with 80 ideas, hoping that one will be good, and then that doesn't work for everyone. Like not everyone can do the style of videos that he does now, but he's there are videos where he talks about what he would do if he had zero budget, and he lists off like 4 videos instantly. So there are things you can do that have good titles and good thumbnail possibilities that you can do, but the most important thing is to deliver on those thumbnails and stuff like that. So if you're in in his most recent videos or whatever, if he says, if the thing is, I'm going to smash this Lamborghini, the first thing he says in the video is, we have this Lamborghini and we're going to smash it. But first, and then, you have to wait, keep them engaged. And then eventually you get to the Lamborghini, but everything else along the way keeps you watching. So,
Okay.
sorry. I love talking about like YouTube stuff. I wish I could I have too many channels to like make every video that I do like an absolute banger. But if I could just focus on one channel,
Yeah.
I like to think that I would know what to do,
Yeah, I've actually also like listened to he was on Lex recently. Lex Freeman, he's a podcaster, and Mr. Beast was, and yeah, he's kind of like talking about it. And I think like the fundamentals, which is something that I try improving a lot too, is kind of going back in like the stats. You can like see when people click off, and
See what was
kind of
happening.
like like there's a lot of information you can get from the analytics. But also
yeah.
I think like no matter what you make it, I think it's very important in WoW, if you're a WoW streamer, to have like a niche, like some kind of niche, and in any niche you can like what Mr. Beast talks about, like if you have good retention, good click through rate, if you have high, like those are really high, like the video will do well,
Yeah.
And within any niche, I think it's like for me it was kind of finding like feral, like becoming like a good feral. I know for a student, he's a wild gold. He's a gold farmer. For him, it's like gold farming, like whatever it is. I think like finding some kind of niche, at least when you get started, it's like a very, very, very vital thing as well. To be found, and
Yeah.
that
As long
can
as it's
also
not
be
like
just like
too niche,
improving.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess like for WoW specifically, like if you're making content around any spec, you can make a guide for that spec. That's a great like for me like guides. Just like my audience, like I'd say like a significant part of my Twitch audience first found me through my my guides.
Yeah.
And I think
I think that's how I
yeah.
saw you first.
Yeah. There you go. So guides and just like content
Yeah.
around something someone can search up. I think is a great way to get started.
And I think that goes back to what you're saying
Possible.
is YouTube is great for discoverability just because you can search it, it shows up in the YouTube in the Google searches so easily versus like if you try to do that for Twitch, good luck. Like the search pattern is not that great.
Yeah.
I just want to
Actually, I have one more thing before we move on. While we're still on the Mr. Beast train, because I know this isn't a Mr. Beast show, but he's the best
No, but he
content
has a lot
creator
of
out
good
there.
stuff.
He is a beast.
He's the best content creator out there, so you have to, that's how you do well as you emulate.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing that or my favorite quote is, if you just replace any saying using the word algorithm with the word audience. So if you say the algorithm just didn't like my video, that's the same thing as saying the audience didn't like it. Because if the audience liked it, people would watch it, and then YouTube would tell other people to watch it.
Exactly.
So
that's smart.
I think that's the most interesting thing. Like if it's not getting viewed, it's probably not good, and that's that sucks to say, but I think it's important to know, as a content creator, that if people aren't watching it, it's either like way too niche and there's like only 10 people interested in it and the world, so the audience just isn't broad enough, or it's bad.
Yeah. Can I also say one more thing on this too?
Yeah,
go for it.
Because like these things, like for me, I could spend more time editing my videos and stuff, right? And to kind of optimize them. You can optimize like the cuts and kind of like the pacing of the video. But in general, like when it gets started though, I think you just gotta start posting, because like your first 10 videos probably won't get any views, right?
Yeah.
But just like post videos and then look at the analytics of them, and then try to improve. Try like do people click out because maybe there was like a long stretch of a game where I didn't say anything and like nothing happened, and then just like try to be fairly analytical about it, and I'm kind of giving myself advice there too, because like Ed's talking about, like I've been listening to quite a few podcasts with Mr. Beast, and there's a lot of kind of min-maxing you can do, I feel like, with like videos and thumbnails.
Yeah.
To really And like if you have a really good thumbnail and a really good video that, you know, of course mix well, not that and that are not like, so it's not clickbait, that is actually something
deliver, yeah.
related. Yeah, you deliver on thumbnail. Then if you do that, then you will grow, you know.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's all. I guess it's kind of what Ed said too, but yeah.
that's all good. Saying it, same thing,
Yeah,
just
no.
a little bit differently.
Yeah. You can like talk about this so long too, you know.
I know. I could talk about this for hours, but I don't know how many
I'm sure
more
you could
hours
go
we
on
have left.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear from Jake, because I know he likes to make videos too.
I do.
But you've been so quiet, man.
I know it's
Sorry,
because
I've been
I've
really
been,
loud. I'm sorry.
to be honest with you, I didn't want to step in at all, really, because I was really enjoying. Obviously, for me, it's like a big thing because I've been doing exactly what really what Snoopy is. Like I make the content, I edit it all myself, I do all of that. I do also a bit of what Ed does. I did editing for Mir, who's rank 1 classic rogue, and I've done editing for lots of other different people as well. And so it's just really interesting to kind of like hear your thoughts on it as, I guess, colleagues in a way, in the same industry. And I think it's just really, really interesting. To be honest with you, I started off, so originally I started off doing intro sketches for my video. I wanted my USP to be, I do funny intro sketches to kind of come in that kind of leads people in, and then I do the gameplay. And I kind of vaguely do it now, but I think I remember reading a comment one time, sort of like, oh, Jake's really good at this, go watch his videos, but just skip the intro because there's the cringe sketch. And I kind of just died inside, and I was like, no,
Oh,
I
no.
thought it was really funny. I still think they're really funny, but
Hold on. Do you guys actually listen to YouTube video comments?
this was on like a forum post somewhere. It wasn't Reddit.
Oh, okay.
So it
a
wasn't.
bit though.
Okay.
Yeah,
I listened a
it's
bit.
it's good to put your head in the sand for people who are just ridiculously unreasonable. Like if you're watching a Peekaboo video and the people are saying Peekaboo is the worst rogue that's ever existed, it's like obvious. Okay, you can ignore those, but there are some I wouldn't recommend looking at every single comment, but there are some things that it's your audience. These are the people who are watching your videos. So if they are saying something repeatedly that's bad, you should probably at least think about it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what I did. I was kind of like, you know what, I wasn't getting many videos out because it took me ages to think of sketch ideas. Or that they were really fast in the beginning, and then I just started slowing down. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to take this as a blessing in disguise so I can get more videos out. And I've just gotten it now to a fine art in terms of what I pick and choose, because how I tend to make videos is I tend to record. So I used to use what's their name again? The guys that stopped working for like recording your own games. I can't remember the name now. It's just we did an episode with them. I should remember.
Squad OV.
That's it, Squad OV. So I used to use Squad OV to record games, and I'd take those individual games. But nowadays I use something called Outplayed, which just records my entire session, and I tend to take that. And I usually edit the bits that I know that are good, and I kind of look through everything. And it tends to be kind of rapid, and I'll usually try and have a listen to what I've said, what other people have said, and that tends to kind of be the base of my YouTube videos. And then I'll throw commentary over the top and try and form something. But a lot of the time, it's just for me kind of getting the content out there because I have such limited time myself. If I could do what I was doing during the kind of lockdown period where I didn't have to do anything at all, I could spend all day streaming, making the content, sitting back, then editing, and that would be fantastic. That'd be amazing. That would be the ideal sort of thing for me, but I can't, sadly. So for me, it's sort of like, okay, I have an hour in which I can kind of get videos ready, get the clips, edit them, clip them together, put something a little bit funny in there, kind of zoom in on something that I think is cool, do the kind of little bits that I can do, and just make something that will kind of go on there that I enjoy, that I think other people enjoy. Because I spend a lot of my time when I'm looking stuff up on YouTube, kind of looking for stuff like gameplay, a few comments here and there. Like, for example, some mornings before I go to work, I'll have like a half an hour where I've got nothing to do. So I'll just kind of jump into the computer, record a sort of 5-minute overlay of something in terms of sort of my voice kind of explaining something. And then I'll go away, and on my lunch break at work, I'll get the laptop out and start editing and throw that in. So that's the sort of stuff that I have to do nowadays in order to kind of fit it in with my schedule. So it's kind of rough, but I think, with sort of how things go. That's kind of what you got to do.
Yeah. Do your passion when you have time to do the passion, for sure.
Mm.
I'm
when
curious.
oh, go ahead.
I'm just kind of curious. I want to ask Snoopy though, because you can play, and then you have to take the like. Do you have like a in your head? You're like, I can only play to X amount of time because I have to take that much extra time afterwards to make a video, or do you just like because I can only imagine myself like if I had no day job and I could just like play and then but then I'd probably end up playing for like 10 hours straight and like kill my body. And then all of a sudden, like I finish the stream, I'd be like, "Oh crap! I have to make a video," and then like run into that wall, right?
So for me, it's like it's suboptimal, but like my sleeping schedule just takes the hit, like if it has to, especially or like before, I would be more just kind of let's do it tomorrow, skip today or something.
Yeah.
But recently, I've in general in my life, I've tried to like kind of stick to something, like do. If it's some kind of exercise, I try to like every day, just like be on point. Even though, especially now, one thing. Wait, the question was. I'll answer the question properly too. But, yes, like when it comes to like streaming / editing, it's an interesting balance to find. Usually, kind of try to stream like 7-8 hours, and kind of try not go more than that. But one thing I started doing is that I'll have like 3 videos or 2 videos done already, right? So worst case scenario, if I'm having a great stream, or let's say I got to go outside, let's say I got to spend time with family, then I still kind of have those videos like lined up. So I've kind of like bought myself some room there, some buffer with like videos that are already done.
Smart.
And I think it's also like very, very good just for like my peace of mind when I edit, because like if I'm editing like tomorrow's video every day, every night, I'm like, this needs to be done by tomorrow, and then you kind of rush the process, and you might like not even you can't think clear then. If okay, I gotta sleep, I gotta wake up. So yeah, just kind of having a little buffer of videos kind of helps with that, where I can stream a bit longer. I can't even not edit like for a day, it's fine. But I'll try 9 out of 10 days, edit the video every day, or 2. And suddenly one day if you edit more, then you suddenly increase the buffer, right? Like optimally, I want to get to like a 4 or 5 video buffer maybe, where it's just like if I have to do something, if something pops up, maybe like some kind of family thing or whatever it is, I can just kind of have that covered. And then because this is something we can also get into, like the relationship between like streaming and YouTube. Because before I would only stream, and when you only stream, you kind of have all your eggs in like one basket, right? Where it's like let's say your Twitch does badly a month, and then it's like you might stress you out, but kind of diversifying your content a bit, having YouTube and Twitch really kind of helps with that as well. But I mean, that's a whole different topic though. But yeah.
Okay.
I guess the question. Yeah. No, you go.
You said the most gamer thing that's ever come out of anyone's mouth, I think, where you just said, worst case scenario, I have to go outside.
Yeah.
And I lost it. That was really funny. Sorry. Continue.
That's a worst case though.
Yeah, worst case scenario, I have to go outside or hang out with family. Like,
oh no!
Like, actually, on Friday I'm going to the movies. On Friday I'm going to the movies. Like that might be a day where I'm like, okay, now I might just not edit, but I'll probably get home late and edit the video anyways. To be fair. But
to be fair.
Sorry, I couldn't let that go. So
no, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
Don't be sorry. Be proud.
Yeah.
Unite.
We're all gamer friends here. We're all gamer friends.
We all know.
So you kind of brought up an interesting thing then. Like, so obviously, I mean, of the things out there, when people think video, it's YouTube. When people think streaming, it's Twitch. Obviously, YouTube has tried to get into streaming, and they have their streaming platform side, and there's a couple others out there. What's the how do you guys feel about those other platforms? Like, is there viability there? If somebody wants to come in, would you say, no, do YouTube because it's an established platform, that's where everybody goes anyways? Or is there like a thought or a process of spreading the videos out onto these other sections as well, and maybe trying to get other content onto other platforms to get other audience? That, because there's always the people out there, they're like, screw YouTube, it's a multi conglomerate, blah blah blah, screw Google, and they'll do everything but watch YouTube. Mind you, I don't, that's
Same
a
with
very
Twitch, though.
that's a very niche amount of people. Like, yeah, same with Twitch, right? So I don't know, like, is there viability there, or would you recommend somebody just be like, no, like bite the bullet, stick with the big ones because that's where if you want to make a business out of it, you want to make money out of it, is that the only place to go?
I mean, I would
Ed.
100% do YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're gonna start stream, I don't know if I would 100% start streaming on YouTube, but I wouldn't feel any hesitation anymore about starting streaming on YouTube. I think they've grown a lot. They have a lot of really big people. I think Tin the Tap Man, Ludwig. There's a bunch of people on there now. So it's obviously viable. And then that's way faster cross pollination than Twitch to YouTube. So
Fair enough.
because it's just right there.
Yep.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. But I think it's. I don't even know of any other streaming platforms. So,
No. There's like a few like like Facebook gaming and stuff, but
yeah.
I think but like one more I guess you're asking about streaming, right? Or asking like videos too. Like
Videos mostly, but
Yeah.
streaming too. But
But yeah, so I think for videos like YouTube, for like long form content, like YouTube that's where it's at, like just when it comes to like you know, the ad program, right? Like it's really good. You can start making money basically instantly, like when you're getting viewers, when you get views. I think for like short form content, which is something I've thought about, like I've started making shorts like very recently actually, and if you make a short for YouTube, it's the exact. You can just post that on TikTok, Instagram. I guess I don't know, like every platform basically
Twitter,
now
yeah.
like has like Twitter too. I don't know about Snapchat, but actually Snapchat too. Yeah, like every platform like has this like so you can just like do Mr. Beast talk about this. We talk about it earlier too, but where you can like just take one type of video and just post it on all the platforms, the exact same video, and it's gonna reach like a different audience on each. So I guess like for like short form videos, there's probably like a bunch of platforms that are good.
Yeah.
Or for like long form, if you want to make like WoW PP videos, for example, I don't think you're gonna go to like Facebook and start posting there. But
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because I think that's always something in the back of the head is like, do I jump into the big pool? Like, do I jump into the ocean where all the other fish are, or do I try to find a small pond? But you know, there's less fishermen at the small pond than there is on the ocean too, right? So it's like goes both ways.
One thing to
ahead.
think about is it's another Mr. Beast thing. I mean, you can't talk about content without talking about Mr. Beast. So they have very high quality dubs for a ton of different languages now. So if you just type in Spanish Mr. Beast, he has 100 million subscribers or not 100 million, but it's like 60 million subscribers or something just for Spanish Mr. Beast, and it's the same exact video. They just hire a really good voiceover actor that speaks Spanish that does all the voices.
Wow.
And when looking at his analytics for his US page, it's like 2% Mexico or something like that, or Spain or whichever Spanish speaking country. But then if on the Spanish one, it's like 90%. So it's a whole group of people that you just wouldn't have an audience for if you're with just English speaking videos. So I don't think that's really viable for smaller streamers, but I think for someone like Asmongold or something like that, I think it would do really well.
Yeah. So someone actually asked me to like dub my videos for like Portuguese, I think.
Right.
So in Brazil, but for me, that's not very viable to do, I think. But
Paying someone for that would be tough because
yeah,
you just don't know.
There's like probably like some kind of like text to like where it just like takes your voice, maybe then translates it somehow. Maybe that's the thing you could do, but yeah, like for sure, man. Like there's so many like countries that they don't really speak English, like in many countries, like.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's probably one of my biggest regrets or concerns is that we only speak English on the podcast, but I know that there's a large number of there's a large number of countries. There's a whole other section of the population that isn't listening to this podcast because it's English only.
Because they can't understand it. It's yeah.
And there's some countries that are I see them on the analytics and I'm like, wow, You understand what we're saying? Cool.
Yeah.
Like, or they're learning English from a bunch of PvPers, which is questionable.
Yeah. Jeez. Especially how fast they talk. Kill, 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 kill.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Question. So YouTube. I'm going to throw this one to you, Ed, since you're the one that has to take other people's content and then try to create videos out of that.
Mhm.
Do you like? You kind of talked about it, but do you try to make any sort of story? Or have you thought about taking these videos and making the montage and doing like the story arc or anything like that, or is it just?
Yeah.
Is that even a thing that those creators want you to do? Like, is there an argument? Is there a agreement where they have to ask you to do that, or do you just have that free reign? Either.
Yeah. No one that I work for really questions my decisions, which I would welcome. I think just having a little bit more input from the creator, because it's good to have that pushback. You never, if someone's saying this isn't, I didn't really like this, or this isn't good enough, or something like that. I think that's important rather than just like having the huge ego of it's like, well, I made it, of course it's good. There's something there that you could improve on for sure, and sometimes it's really good to hear that. I just got in my head. What was the actual question? Jeez.
No worries. Story arcs.
Oh yeah, story arc. Yeah. I think it's great to try to do. Sometimes it's not always possible with PvP videos and stuff like that, because sometimes there's just you just one shot the guy. There's no story, But I think with certain things where say you're trying to get rank 1 in solo queue, and you're losing and people are leaving and it's frustrating and stuff like that, I think that's great to put in 4 or 5 games of the story arc to getting to rank 1, and then you finally get there and you get the triumphant music and you get the payoff of what happened. I think it's a great way to make videos. Those story arcs don't always come up when you're not forcing them. Like if you're just chilling and playing games, there's not really anything, there's not really always going to be something that pops up like that. But I think for me, doing that kind of stuff always depends on what phase of burnout I'm in. If I'm in, a fully burned out stage, I'm just like, cool, main team 3s, let's just slap that up there, But if I'm in a very motivated mindset, I'll absolutely look for that kind of stuff and try to put together something that actually, is a story and a really quality video. I wish I could do it on every video, but I just, I've been doing this like 8 years, 7-8 years.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just don't have it in me,
And that's extremely honest. I think that's something. Yeah. I think anybody who makes content is like that, where it's like, I just need to get something up there.
Yeah.
Versus it's like the time when you have the energy, you have the thought, you have that conceptualized. You took the 80 ideas, you hucked out the 76 and kept the 4, and you have the energy to run with it, rather than just getting something up there. Because if you don't have something up there, then you lose the metrics, then you lose the audience. Yeah. Hard.
Can I say like one thing on this? Just like one thing, because I definitely felt that a lot, or I feel that a lot, with the we just like have to post something. And one thing that's at least helped me a lot with this is I have like a notepad, and I just write down like the general idea of like a video that I want to make, because like if I have that idea already planned out when I'm going to make the video, it's so much easier to kind of get into it. So like, yeah, for me, I have like a notepad with and I have the VODs like on my PC, and I'll just kind of have like a rough kind of idea of what the video is going to be, and just like that rough idea helps like so much with actually getting the video, not with have a story, but just so you kind of know what the video is going to be, kind of like roughly, and it makes making the video and getting started way easier than just sitting there with like, for me, like sometimes I'll have like maybe like 10-hour VOD from long stream, and I have no idea what I'm gonna make, and then it's like, okay, like what do you do now, and I think that's when I really personally like feel really burnt out, is when you have that task ahead of you, and it's like, I gotta sit through like 10 hours here, or what am I gonna make, and then so like having like a rough pre-plan helps a lot for me.
Yeah, I think that cannot
feel
be
that.
stressed enough. Is like how much, like just downloading the footage is the biggest barrier to me starting. Because I do 4 or 5 of these every day / every other day. So like just downloading the 3 different or 4 different games from all the different VODs. If I just had someone that just downloaded the footage for me, the videos would be so much better. Because I just like sit there. I'm just like, I just
Yeah.
don't want to. I don't know if it's something like personal that I just need to like get past, but I just sometimes like, man, I just don't. I know where it
that's
is.
very
I just,
human, though.
I just
That's
like don't
very
want to do it,
human. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's like one benefit. Like, by the way, it's a tip. If someone like streams and wants to make videos of their own stream, well, what I do on OBS, I just like record my stream locally, like on my PC, right?
Yep.
So it's just like so it's all just there without having, because before I would like download the VOD from Twitch, which I guess Ed has to do, right? Because if it's making for someone else, but if it's your own stream, you're making into video, then you can you can just record it locally and then you just have it right there. It takes up a lot of space, but I think it's worth doing for sure, and it makes it a lot
Don't you need a
bit
certain
easier.
quality of hardware though in order, like, you have to have a pretty good hard drive to be able to buffer plus record, and then also the processing for streaming and that, right?
Like yeah. I mean, it's probably some hardware. Like for me, I've like a 2080, and I think I have a good PC, right? And it seems my PC can do it without any problem. So I think unless you have like a probably like a very bad PC, then you should be fine there. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure on the recording side if you need to have SSD to record it properly without causing a buffering lag issue on your processor and then botching your stream, versus if it can handle that over on a normal platter hard drive while it still
I do
does
it on
everything
SSD.
else. Okay. Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
it's like always filled up. It's like always like red. It's always red, and I'm like always just like deleting. I got because I might have like 5 8-hour VODs downloaded and just sitting on my desktop here, and I'm like, okay, I gotta make you gotta keep the line going. If not, it's gonna ramp up.
You need like some sort of a hard drive NAS sitting over to the side, just pumping all your video content over there.
I literally have that.
You can't only plan. Yeah.
I have. I'm looking at 20 terabytes of external hard drives right now. 20.
Oh my god.
One of them's full. I have an 8 that's full, and then I've got about 4 terabytes on the other one. And I just bought that one too.
You can't only plan. Like, you gotta actually make the videos. Which for me, sometimes like I'll kind of it kind of ramps up where there's too many videos planned, and then you're just like, oh god, like I gotta get working on this,
Yeah.
But I see that's like a good problem to have if you have. You'd way rather want that than not having anything planned, right? So yeah.
Okay. Quick question. What software does everybody use to edit their videos? Premiere?
Mm-hmm.
Snoopy?
I use Filmora Wondershare. Wondershare.
Wow.
It's like I think it's a bit like a bit more cheap probably than, but or like simple videos. I mean, you can do zooms, you can do everything in there, but it's a bit. I think it's a bit of a beginner software.
Okay.
Which what you can do zooms, you can do basically everything in there, but you can do everything in there. That's
fine.
I guess.
Yeah,
I think.
to win.
And what about you, Jake?
So I use 2 actually. I use DaVinci Resolve, and I also use Final Cut Pro.
Ooh, Final Cut.
Cool. I use Microsoft Movie Maker.
Sick.
That's what I used to do. I used to do that when I first started making videos. I think must have been at the end of Mop. I was using I was putting on Ed Sheeran dubstep and through Microsoft Movie Maker and trying to animate memes of Shrek and WoW using Microsoft Movie Maker, and I was kind of animating it by just having to do frame by frame and kind of like move this thing around. It looked so janky, but it was hilarious, and it took so long, but it was funny.
That's awesome. I mean, all I do is it's when we're recording one of these and it ends up botching where the streams ends up getting cut, and I have to put them all together to make a actual like full VOD for the Twitch and YouTube. Then that's what I use. I use the Movie Maker for. But yeah, I should probably. If only I knew somebody on the podcast that could do video editing and put it all together.
Yeah, huh? God, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be nice. Yeah, probably. Wait,
I don't know anyone.
Anybody?
I don't know anyone
Bueller?
that's available, at
Bueller?
least.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They're all busy. Oh man. Okay. Video. Oh. Another question. Music. So you mentioned dubstep, and that triggered me. Is that still a thing that people use? I don't think so. But
In like videos,
yeah. Like, what do you use for your
I
audio?
mean, I can kind of talk about. I'm sure Ed has a lot of songs he uses too. But so I have like a Monster Cat Gold subscription.
That's five.
Yeah, so you can like use like a lot of Monster Cat songs. But one great thing that I'm doing, like I love Zelda music, and a lot of Zelda games, Mario games, whatever, like these kind of games, it won't be copyrighted because it's in the game. So like I use like Gerudo Valley is one that I use a lot. You just like Zelda songs, or any video game song, and I guess
All
that's the main
Nintendo
thing.
songs are free to use.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome that they did that.
which is really good because I mean there's some good music in there too.
Mhm.
That kind of also like good like storytelling music. It's like kind
Yeah.
of sets the tone. A lot of those.
Yeah, I like to try to use some of the WoW music, but it's so like because sometimes if it has voices in that, then it's copyrighted. Otherwise, it's I mean technically it's copyrighted, but it's free to use as long as you give them credit. But it's such a pain in the butt.
Like NCS also has some pretty good stuff. Like for me at least, like a lot of songs will kind of just go too hard, like too dubstepy, I guess, where it's just like it's very distorted the songs, which
Yeah, you don't want to
I
distract.
think it can exactly, yeah. So but
Sure.
NCS has some pretty good like chill stuff too.
Okay.
So for me it's like the Monster Cat Gold, NCS, some stuff, and then also just like video game music, yeah.
Okay,
Kinda what I go
I have
for.
to get audio nerd then. What decibel level are you guys running your audio at the background?
I am awful at stuff like that. But I
have no idea.
run every song that I put at minus 32
Okay.
Oh,
because it's all at the top. So I bring it way down.
I do the
so that
same.
So what are
It's
you running
there.
the audio at then? The main audio.
Main audio, I compress it so that it's or whatever boosted or it's like called tube. Jeez, you're gonna make me look it up. Tube moduled compressor. So
Okay.
it brings up the lower sounds and
Yep.
keeps everything sort of the same. And then I use a hard limiter.
Okay.
So I hard limit it at -6, and then but I boost it at other stuff. So I just started doing the hard limiter. I just discovered that like earlier this year, or I guess late last year.
Yeah.
And it's actually
It's so much better. Yeah.
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 because I'm awful at audio. Like that is not my thing. I'm a video person. So,
Right.
but if you have bad audio, that's everything.
Yes.
Mhm.
I agree. How about you, Snoopy? What do you run your main audio to, and then the bed music?
So I have like my main audio just like on just 0, I guess.
Okay.
And I have a very good mic. And I agree, like good audio is very important. So
Yep.
I guess like because I have a very good mic, it kind of like I don't do anything with like the main audio. And then I put the song in, and the songs I'll put down like minus 43, I think I do usually. But I think actually the music is a bit too low in my videos. So maybe I should, like Ed, you said like you do like minus
I do minus
32 or something.
32. I used to do
Yeah.
minus 30, but it depends on the song. Sometimes there's a song like,
Yeah,
how is
exactly.
it that long? But like when you put them in so often, you sort of get a gauge for
Yeah.
what's
Yeah,
right.
for sure. Yeah.
Also, I'll say another thing about mic quality. You cannot just go out and buy like a $400 mic and just expect it to be good. Like the more expensive the mic, the closer to your face it has to be. Like if you have any of these mics are like, if any of these mics are over here, they sound totally different.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it has
Like
it
this
has
one
to
as well?
be. People are buying $300 mics, putting them across the room, and wondering why doesn't it sound like it should. It's like
Yeah.
because it's not touching your face. That's why.
Yeah.
It has
Like-
to be like an inch.
This one is like a Shure SP7B. It's like a very
Yeah.
standard one. I think Joe Rogan, like it's on many podcasts, and Aspen Gold thing, Soda Pop, and like everyone has this one. And it's like it's like I forget what it's called, but basically like, you have to be facing it. You gotta have it in your face, which can be,
Yeah.
distracting, but
It's
I think it's worth it.
Was that a dynamic conical?
That might be it.
I
There's
think
like
that's what. Yeah.
condenser microphones. I actually don't really know about all the terms
Condenser,
there,
I
but
thought, yeah.
Yeah. So
I learned.
This is a
I don't need to
condenser
know that
mic.
anymore. I learned about that in college. I don't need to know that anymore. Okay. I saw all the like waveform things and the circle and the whatever. That's all out of my brain now.
Sorry, I'm going audio nerd because podcast.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and you want to talk about Shure mics? Jake's probably getting a little thirsty over there. Want to talk about his Shure mic?
Yeah.
Do you have the same? Do you have the same one?
Yeah, I have the SM7B. So
Nice.
that's the everyone's got it. Everyone's got it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, remember I was like, wait, what mic do I get? I had to get an upgrade,
Yeah.
and I just went with the masses. But it's really good though. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you could probably do some stuff like tuning, with some software and stuff to make it sound even better. But I can show you if you see the cam. Like, you have to have like an interface.
Yep.
The red thing. Wait, can you see it? Yeah, the red thing here,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then like a cloud lifter to like amplify it. So there's like two. It's pretty expensive when you add all that,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, it's not
I
just
think
the
it's worth it.
microphone. It's
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
Awesome.
when I first got into podcasting, there's a podcaster named Pat Crane who also did audio at radio stations, and he did up a wonderful document and talked about different hardware choices and different microphones, USB versus the XLR and all that stuff. And yeah, so I think the Shure SM7B was on the list, and it still is one of the gold standards. It has such rich sound. It's so good. It's
Yeah. It looks nice too.
it does.
Really like clean.
Yes.
Can we rewind for like 2 minutes? Because I want to share something with you guys. It's a tool
Yeah.
for content creators. And if I'm derailing this too much, just let me know and we can just move on.
No.
But it's called AutoClip by a guy named Fujiman. I'm gonna put it in the Discord, the group message.
Okay.
So that's specifically for Snoopies, and you especially will like this. So if you click on that, it opens it up. You can click on. I'm sorry, this doesn't look great for the podcast, you won't be able to hear anything. But you can click on it, and it shows your chat activity. It shows when people are emoting a lot. So if you get a lot of pogs and stuff like that, you can click on the spot in your VOD where that happens and see what's happening.
Yeah. This is really cool. Yeah.
So it's just a great tool for either just someone doing all this by themselves or for editors.
Nice.
Yeah, this is kind of like an extension of like highlighting yourself to kind of
Yeah.
get even more input on like when stuff is happening. This is actually awesome.
Yeah, like
I
if
know
you
about this
forget
stuff.
to do something, you can click
Yeah.
on, there's graphs and stuff, and it shows where the most chat activity was.
Yeah, that's really cool actually.
So yeah, sorry, I just remember this as we were talking about ways to do stuff, because I saved this when I was on my laptop out of town, and I forgot about it completely. So
No worries.
thank this
You can
podcast.
even like pick a certain emote, like you pick Pog, like a Pog
Yeah.
champ emote, and then
Yeah,
you
we're-
can see like when that's actually that's really good, or like a lol, or like something
Yep.
funny, whatever you're looking for. I guess you could kind of find.
That's awesome. So I
Yeah,
did
it's
share
really good.
I shared the link into the chat, so if anybody comes back to watch the VOD, they can see it there. And I guess I should probably put it in here because we also share the links in the show notes afterwards, so people can go back to the show notes and find that. But that's awesome.
Yeah, just for people listening, it's a link that takes you to essentially a VOD page, and you click on the VOD that you want to look for, and then there's a graph that shows chat activity, and it shows when people are saying certain emotes through during time. So 5 minutes in the VOD, lots of people said, there were 16 messages, and lots of people said pog, stuff like that. So I don't know, it's just a really
That's
cool tool for people out there who stream on. I don't know. I think it's just Twitch, but you can search for whoever you want. Like you can search for whatever channel, and it'll pop up. So I pay for it because I want it to keep being updated.
Yeah. No, it's really, and I can see that being awesome because then it has that fidelity of interaction at the moment, not just the generic of there was 25 people in chat, and that's it, right? Yeah, there's 25 people watching, but were they entertained? Who knows? But now you have that interaction, so that's cool. That's really awesome.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I just wanted to.
No, that's
No.
really good, man.
Don't
That's
be
awesome.
sorry. Jesus.
No, I know. I just feel like a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is just like taking over. So I'm just trying to we can keep going.
That's why you're on the podcast, Ed. It's so you
Okay.
can talk.
Yeah.
So you can talk to us and enlighten us.
Well, if that's the case, then when I was 7, there was this.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
I got a whole freezer full of popsicles.
No. No thanks.
And that's how Jarisar derails a podcast. All right.
All right. Are we done? I think my hour's up.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we do the last question, which I'm going to give to Jake to ask, I'm going to ask the one that I think is also important. What would you say is your biggest accomplishment to date? What's the thing you're most proud of in content video creation today? Snoopy.
Okay. Damn, I want that one more time to think about it. No,
I don't know. Yeah, it's like stupid. I gotta
No.
think too.
I guess like, well, in general, like, you know, getting my stream to where it is now and my YouTube, like, this is very, very broad though, but like in general, like, kind of like now I'm at a point where I can kind of pursue this, and and like, you know, last month I was actually like I did an event with Blizzard, and they flew me to Denmark for like this event, and like that moment was kind of just like a moment where I was like, you know, got sponsored to go there, got paid to go there, and I was kind of like, you know, because through Twitch and YouTube, and working pretty hard on it, I've kind of got to a point where I can do it.
Yeah.
And I guess like that, generally speaking, that's kind of what I'm most proud of.
Like you felt
It's
like
just
you've
kinda-
made it now, kind of.
Yeah, or not like I'm not complacent in that, but now I kind of feel like I can pursue it. You know, I have like like from, you know, my dad, like when he like sees, oh, you're actually working with Blizzard or whatever, you know, like
Yeah.
it kind of helps. But if we're talking about like specific videos, I guess I'm pretty proud of like my last guide, and I've got like very good feedback on it too. I kind of, you know, tried having like very, very good condensed information in a video where like any feral can watch it. Like if you're a new feral can watch it and hopefully come out like a way better player. So I'm pretty happy with the guides. Probably like my newest guide. I feel like every guide I've kind of like, you know, tried improving them, kind of like learning from the past one on feedback. And so yeah, I guess the guide, my recent guide.
All right. I like both of those answers. I'm going to skip Ed for a sec because you look like you're still scratching your head.
No,
Jake.
I'm good. I'm just but you can go ahead.
I'm going to ask Jake. I wonder what his biggest accomplishment is to date.
Oh, that's a good question. I think from an editing point of view, I'll always say my work with Mir was probably the best one, because every single one of those videos, you know, was like 80 to 90k views, and that for me felt really, really good for what I was doing, and just kind of like doing regular work. I think I'm most proud of all the sort of guides that I've done, I'd say. But my crowning achievement, I think, was I did a full PvP movie, like kind of those old school like Hydra, Wreckful kind of style PvP movies for Rec, who is a Requiem, who's a sort of rogue player from Classic, and I did like a proper one of those, and we did like real sort of animation for it, and we just put it together, and like all the music worked really well. And although it wasn't like anything, it wasn't anything like huge, didn't get massive amount of views, but I was really proud of that, and I'd probably say that's probably my biggest achievement, because I always wanted to do that. I always wanted to make something like that, so I'd probably say that's probably my favorite bit. Although I will agree with Snoopy, when I got sent the official Blizzard content creator gift set, and I was opening that in front of my my parents and stuff like that, they were like, "Wow, you're recognized by Blizzard, the company."
Sure, here. Did you get these, Jake? The coasters, like a WoW coaster.
Yeah, I
Oh,
literally have
pretty
them
cool.
upstairs.
Yeah. We got there were some pretty cool. Like also like, I mean, I'm not gonna go show the gifts now, but yeah, they sent like these like gifts out to some content creators as well, which makes you feel good. It makes you feel good.
That's cool.
Did, and I was really proud of that. And so I'd probably say stuff like that is kind of really nice. So I like the interaction that Blizzard are doing with us, and I'm just enjoying all of those. But those are my crowning achievements, I think.
I like it. Ed.
Probably that I'm still going. You know, I've been doing this for a while now, just editing. And I started off, I was a camera operator for the Atlanta Braves. And I would wake up, because I was doing 4 channels at the time. I would wake up, I'd do 4 videos. I would go to the game, get home at 11, work some more, wake up, do more videos, go to the game every day for like a while until the season ended,
Mhm.
and then I just couldn't do that anymore and decided that I was making enough that I could take this full time. And um, yeah, I think I'm proud of the communities that been able to build around the videos for the different channels. I think they're all fairly nice, fun people. Obviously, the creator has a lot to do with that, but I think in terms of how the videos feel, stuff like that, I at least have something to do with it. With the sense of humor, I think I'm most proud of that I'm still doing this and I'm able to support my family and my 5 dogs and own a house, and that's it. Yeah,
That is something.
yeah,
That's I think that's the most amazing part is being able to earn a living off
yeah.
of making video content out of a video game. Like whoever thought about that when they're growing up as a kid, that this was going to
Yeah.
be a even a possibility, right? So
Yeah, this wasn't even in my career path, options really. It just sort of happened.
yeah. I will say,
Yes,
just
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead, Snoopy.
No, I was gonna say like for me actually it's kind of funny because like since I was like 10, I guess I'm fairly young like in like the WoW scene, but
How old are you? I just don't actually know.
take a guess first. Take a guess first. I think I'm the same.
Like 23.
Yes, it's spot on 23.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's like when I was, like 11, 10, 12, like since then, like I really, wanted to kind of do this. Like I, used to watch, Soda Pop and Swifty. I mean, there's many names I can list there, but back in the day, and I think you said like, but yeah. So for me, actually, like since I was very young, it was something that I really wanted to do, and I didn't really like realize it was like I want to stream. I knew that. I was like, I want to do this. Like it looks fun, and then I'm kind of doing it now. That feels really good though.
Living
But
the
yeah,
dream.
so add that yeah, just we'll add that. Since I was young, I guess maybe if you're older, it wasn't really like a thing you could even like look to. But when I was like fairly young, it was like actually a thing you could kind of look to a little bit. Not like you can live off it, but you could at least do it. Some people doing it, and yeah.
Yeah, I think you're part of like the first generation that could have actually looked at this as like, looked up to those people and seen like I could do that when I'm their age, because I was like just past that because I'm the same age as those. I'm 31, so I'm the same age as those guys. So I sort of grew up with them rather than like, yeah, we're all 31 here except for Snoopy.
After so my first sniffing of the thought that somebody could actually make a living out of playing video games was that movie that showcased Super Mario Bros. Where they're playing like the big championship and the guy had the glove, the Nintendo glove, and that like super 80s stuff, right? Like, but YouTube didn't exist at the time and all that other stuff. So
right,
yeah.
Well, because YouTube used to really look down on gaming too. It like it didn't even like having gaming content on it. Day9 talks about this a decent amount, but yeah,
it's true.
We won't have that trash on our channel.
Sorry, I will say I think not that I make videos per se, but as far as like making content, I think the biggest accomplishment is just starting.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
That's the hardest part too, like starting the first step. That is the hardest part.
And this is cool. This is a cool podcast too. 171 episodes. It's nothing to sneeze at,
Thanks.
Exactly.
It's hard work. And you guys put a lot into it, so
it's been a journey. It's been a fun journey, though. Met some amazing people, yourselves included.
Very kind of you.
Where do we rank in terms of your like? Who are we way better than in terms of guests?
Guest tier list. Let's
yeah.
I can say actually, I know.
That's in the show notes, right?
They're way better than I was as a guest. There we go.
Were you on early on, Jake?
Oh yeah, I was a guest at one point. So
yeah,
talking. Actually, we talked about Twitch streaming when I came on.
We did. Yeah,
which was very interesting. And so we've kind of almost come full circle back to here.
We have
to hear from both of you. I know I think think I probably recommended both of you because very very good. Like to enjoy. Like I enjoy both the content that you guys obviously from a kind of like creative aspect from you Snoopy, and obviously from the hard work you put in with Peekaboo because I watch a lot of Peekaboo stuff. And it's very good to kind of have a chat and actually come full circle around talking about like content creation. So and I think it's something that's I think personally a little bit taken for granted for in the WoW community because of the way that Arena works in comparison to stuff like League or Dota or any of these like big games. Arena can last for a very very short period of time. So the amount of content you can take in actually is quite vast. So I think we're very lucky with how much we can actually watch on YouTube and engage on Twitch and stuff like that.
I don't
Maybe
disagree.
Snoopy and I will start a podcast now, and we'll compete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
What would
good.
you
That'd be
call it?
good.
Yeah.
Oh, what would we call it?
What would we call it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
We got to think about it. Maybe.
yeah, we'll think of
What
a
we
good
call it.
name. Something like technically a podcast. I don't know.
Yeah. Somebody,
I don't know. Well, I'm just spitballing here,
Don't-
but
don't sue us. That's
Yeah.
all.
it has nothing. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Oh,
it just came off the
yeah,
dome.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Maybe PvP.
Yeah. Is that what they say?
Yeah, kind of PvP.
Yeah, kind of PvP. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, it's flattery.
Yeah, copycatting is flattery. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very flattered.
It's nothing like your podcast. Okay.
You could call it almost PVE as a way.
Oh yeah.
PvP.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Jake. Oh, why don't we close this one out with the best question of them all?
Yes. So this is a question that we ask pretty much everyone. It's probably my favorite question of all, which is if you had as much money as possible and you had all the access to Blizzard's, you were at the head of Blizzard, or you had complete and total creative control. What would be the one thing you change with WoW, with World of Warcraft? So I think Ed, do you want to start this off?
I'd love to start this off. I would want my Swift Rizashi Raptor from CG back. I'd like to be able to farm it at least, because I lost that account and I was a Tauren with the Swift Rizashi Raptor and it was really cool. And I would like to be able to get it back. Okay? I don't know the account name, all right? But I had it and I want it. Okay? I see other people on theirs and I want mine again. I'll give you a serious answer, but that just came to mind. So someone else can answer and I'll actually think of a real answer.
I love it. I love it.
I like that with all the power in the world.
Yeah, I want my Raptor, okay? And so other people can farm it too, sure.
Yeah.
But like
It's a personal thing. It's a personal thing, though.
yeah, it's for everyone, okay? I want everyone to be able to get Swift Rizashi Raptor back,
Man of the
including
people.
me.
Okay.
I see. So altruistic, obviously.
Yeah, I'm a man of the people, so I'm sure there are a bunch of other people that want it that started playing in 2018.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Sorry, I'll
great.
think of an actual answer, but
You think of one then, Ed. You're more than welcome to tell us another one. But obviously, Snoopy, why don't you let us know what you think? What would you do?
It's a tough one. I mean, what I would do, like before Dragonflight, I would say like try make like a working like solo queue system in WoW.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Soul Shovel's like a good way to do it. But yeah, like I would really keep kind of focusing on improving the system, right? Like proper incentives for healers, especially now. Maybe like a Soul Shovel mount, even like maybe it could be like a flying duck or something. It could be anything, like something cool to. But yeah, I would kind of really focus in on like the solo queue aspect, because I think solo queue in like a game is very important, because if you come up for work or from school, you have 2 hours to play. You cannot spend 2 hours or 1 hour in LFG, play 2 games. He leaves because and they flames you. Like you need to be able to queue on your own and like get the best rewards that way, I think. And I think that's the future of WoW PP. I think of any game that wants to be like a good esports game. I guess you have to kind of allow people to play without any big bottlenecks, which I think they have addressed well with the gearing and now with solo queue, but I think it could be a lot better, and I would kind of put a lot of resources into really making it the best it can be, which hopefully they will do. But I feel like there are things they can work on.
Yeah, 100%. I think you're totally correct in the fact that solo queue is definitely the way forward. I think from now on, forever going forwards, they will do something that will change it. So it's, I mean, to be honest with you, I was thinking along the same lines as what Ed was saying. Actually, I thought you were just going to be like, bring back Claus Chavala. I want to be one of those like cats again.
I actually hated that thing. I never used it, man.
I actually loved that. It was like I was like some sort of like were cat kind of thing, and you just like running around. It looked derpy as hell, but it was great.
I mean, like, I also got my personal things, but yeah.
You can say your
Like
personal things.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm a feral druid. I don't have the Legion Mage Tower cat forms. I don't have Cloud Glaive, like the transmog pull arm. There are things that I want. There are
Now
things
we're
that I
talking.
want and need, but those would be secondary. After fixing Soul Shovel properly, then I would start putting some time and effort into getting those out again. Couple $1 billion maybe might get it done.
Yeah,
nice.
If I have all the money in the world, right? You have all the money.
Yes.
All the power at Blizzard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually,
And
do
just
have one.
actually,
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say one more?
Yeah, finish yours. Yeah.
Just like more. Okay, they have been doing good now with like transmogs, cosmetics, but I feel like they could be doing a lot more in the weapon department, like big weapons, like Cloud Glaive, like large weapons, and like just cosmetics are very important. And I feel like they have been great so far in Dragonflight, but I feel like there's room for some cool stuff to happen, which might happen as well. But yeah, bigger weapons from a Feral Druid, basically. That's what I want.
I love it.
Do you think it would be awesome if they added like, I don't know, like specific armor sets for Feral? Like, let's say instead of a weapon, because like your weapon doesn't show up. Like instead, you kind of saw some sort of like crackling armor that went up there its arm or something like that.
I actually like Feral Druids. You still need a good mount and a good transmog. Like, it's a misconception. People are like, oh, you're Feral Druid. You don't need a mount. You don't need a cool transmog. But for me, at least, like, I think you should have great options for the cat form, like more custom cat forms, like the Mage Tower, for example. But I mean, for me, it's also very important to have. I got my chicken, my magic rooster. I got my my Mog, and I think it's still important for Feral Druid. But yeah, maybe like some more customization on the forms would also be very welcome there.
I honestly love how many times we ask this question, and like I'd say a good 75%, if not more, the answer always comes down to collectibles and cosmetics.
Yeah,
I love
mean,
it.
they
Mine
matter.
was a joke. You can't put mine in there. I was
Oh
just
no,
kidding.
it's already there.
Okay.
The
written down.
internet's forever, man.
All right, we're at 76% now because I did that. All right. Well, I'll add one that's real to balance it out. If that is, unless everyone else got one, we good?
All for you, man.
All right. So I would like, one of the things that I like to do is help people who are like absolutely totally new to the game that have just never played before. I like to help get them started. Like, and especially in Classic, one of my favorite things to do is like bag space is such an issue early on. So when I finally got some gold, I would buy some 14 slot bags and I just go to Mulgore or Duratar and I just find someone who's level 3. And I'd ask, is anyone brand new to the game? Like, this is your first character. And I'd invite them to the group and I'd give them 4 bags. And I'd be like, you won't know how important this is, but here you go and you'll be happy. Like, so I really enjoy doing stuff like that. So I would like if there was a way for people who are veterans to just have their names out there. Like, if I am online, I want to be on a list that a new player only can access. Like, if this is your first account, there's something under the social tab that's like, I need help. I need to know about talents. I want to know about gearing or anything like that, and they can just, here's a list of people who are willing to help and happy to help you that you can just ask questions.
I thought they did that. Isn't that what the mentoring
Did they do that?
They have?
So
that's
that's
like the mentoring channel for that.
Do they? If they do, then that's great.
There's like a newcomer chat, but I guess that's different from like them directly going to a person.
True.
Yeah.
And then just in like a general chat. But yeah.
Yeah. No,
If there's a newcomer chat,
yeah,
I would love to know about that. And I was just getting that.
To be
But I
fair,
mean, yeah.
I think that's a great idea because
Yeah, I think so as well.
one of my earliest memories, one of my genuine earliest memories of WoW being like 13 years old. I ran around on like this dwarf, and I remember I saw this like level 60 guy like on his like I think it must be another dwarf who was kind of like a paladin mount, and I kind of started whispering him and going like, "You will never find love" or something weird like that, like trying to like role play or whatever. And he was like, "Dude, if you want to do this kind of stuff, why don't you just roll on a role play server?" And I was like, "Huh, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I do want to roll on a role play server." And so I did that, and it kind of that's where I met all my friends. So if I didn't listen to that random guy who told me, "Dude, that's kind of weird. You're on a PvP server. Why don't you just go to a role play server?"
That's so
instead?
funny.
Yeah, I mean, like it legit was one of my first things. I just don't know. I was like 13 and bored. I was just sort of whispering people, kind of saying weird stuff to them.
Soon your corpse will be on my backyard. It's like, dude, like, relax.
Go away. Like you're also level 2 and you can't fight me.
But I think it's also awesome that they even gave you that constructive criticism rather than being like
Shut
being
up.
toxic or
Instant ignore,
yeah, exactly.
But nowadays, if you did that to someone, it would be an instant ignore, or they ignore you just in general, or they'd be like probably say something really rude, because that's kind of how I think a lot of WoW stuff is. But sometimes not. Sometimes people are really nice.
I think it's always a roll of the dice. You never know who's on the receiving end. I'd say even nowadays, you might even end up with like a 24-hour ban because somebody reported you for saying things that they didn't, whatever. So
exactly.
I think
people meme about the new social contract, but I'm cool with it. Like, just
I think it's awesome.
Don't be a jerk.
Yeah,
it's a game for people to have fun together. Like, relax.
Right? No, it's an unfortunate it was unfortunately necessary that it had to be spelled out in such a way, and that people had to like read it to accept it to then play the game. Chances are a lot of people just did scroll, accept. Yeah, I just want to play.
I read it.
Yeah. Oh, good for you.
I scroll through, but I feel like just a level of like human decency. It's definitely good to encourage.
Yeah.
In the community. Yeah.
I didn't read it because I feel that I'm a good human being as it is, that I didn't need to be told how to not be an asshole to people. And then I also watched a video on how not to be an asshole, and talked about the social contract, so I knew what I already said because it got boiled down into a 3-second video. I think Jake, I think have we heard what your thing you change is?
We haven't, no. But you've asked me this. You've asked me this so many times. I think I've said so many things before. It's a tough one because I think for me, I think what I'd really do, as I always say is I would be pumping absolutely so much money into the WoW esports scenes. I'd be supporting other content creators who wanted to make their own like tournaments, their own ideas, really make things quite massive, because I've always believed this, that WoW has the potential to have such an incredible esports scene, like even bigger than League, because it has because the arena itself is so, because it's not as like long. Like with League, it's like minimum 20 minutes. With an arena game, it can be over in sort of 30 seconds technically. It doesn't take that long, and I think it has the opportunity to do that. So I would be pumping as much money and as much I suppose support into that AWC, into smaller tournaments, into kind of making things bigger, like getting bringing back sort of BlizzCon type stages, but on a more regular basis, trying to find out more sponsors for teams so that teams kind of got more money and they could actually make more of a career out of competing rather than just having to stream, and sort of use that as a way to allow them to compete and stuff like that. That's what I'd be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Sorry about the coughing, folks.
That's good. I think supporting the while you catch your breath, supporting the other content creators that they're really good at the game, but they just don't quite have the backing, I think is a great idea to just help the scene grow. Because I don't get paid. I get paid by the organization. I don't get paid by Peekaboo. So I think if more organizations were able to do that, or something was able to support, I think that would be great.
Exactly. That would be awesome. I mean, I've talked about it before on the stream and on the podcast about doing a race to world first, but for PvP, and I've got a lot of ideas for that, because I think that's one of the big things that's kind of allowed PvE to do so well, like with the way that Blizzard can see that there is something that can be monetarily gained from that, and the amount of support and amount of people that watch it means that therefore they get loads of sponsorship and they get lots of support. And that's why I think PvE is in such a great state, because it's balanced often and it has good balancing, and Mythic Plus is great and all that kind of thing. So if we were able to create something along the same lines, you could easily make something that is really memorable for PvP, because it has the option, it has the possibility to. It was an MLG sport at one point, so
Yeah.
What do you think it would be the world first? 20 like Gladiator or world? Like what would they be going for?
well, the video that I made about it was basically, it's called Race to World First Arena Masters, and it's kind of based off the old Arena Master title. And the idea is that you get in kind of like a team of 5, and everyone is kind of rushing to get 2-4 in solo 2s and 3s. So at the beginning of each season, there would be this massive event in which obviously there would be a singular sort of like host or whatever, but basically getting people involved to kind of get teams together to kind of do this big old race. And how you decide you want to do it, whether like all 5 of you decide to do solo shuffle, or 2 of you do 2s and 1 of you do 3s. You see what I mean? Like they kind of like, you can figure out how to do it, and people would just be kind of rushing towards that. And not only would it make the ladder insanely active, it gives an opportunity for us to make a big thing of it, to educate people on Arena, first of all, draw attention to it, and sort of find a way for other creators and people that are, very active on the ladder to kind of be seen. And I think it'd be a really cool idea. It would just need the backing, really, and support of everyone. But it's something I'm personally wanting to work on. So we'll see.
There's have to be some sort of protection against levers. I feel like that could be, because with like the Race to World First, there's nothing that anyone on the outside that has, any sort of hate against a person could do to stop them from downing Razageth. They're in their own thing. But if they're good enough at Arena, I guess this is a very like far-fetched thing, but my mind immediately goes to when someone has a cool idea like that. It's like, all right, well, how could jerks mess it up? So I like instantly think, but I think
You got to think about that though. You have to.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
I have been thinking about that. There's lots of things you can do, but obviously it's like anything, I suppose.
Yeah.
There's things like Blizzard's decisions, Blizzard nerfing things that do affect the raid as well. Like there are lots of outside circumstances that are almost outside of your control. And I think with the idea of transparency, like people streaming it and making sure that they are there, kind of showing their games and for people to look at, you can kind of see who's sort of like doing win trading or leaving on purpose or trying to sabotage that stuff. And there's also stuff that's in game for Blizzard as well. And it might be rough for the first time you do it, but from going on and sort of like every other time afterwards, maybe Blizzard takes notice and goes, okay, yeah, we'll help them by making sure that these guys can't do this, by implementing this section, which would maybe help out the greater PvP community as a whole, because it's something that everyone suffers from.
Yeah, I think that'd be great for the scene.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Anyway, unlimited money I don't have, so.
Well, it's an idea. If we did, we could. I think the one thing I would do, and I love what Alex is doing with the Warcraft recorder. I really enjoyed what Mike did with the Squad OV. I really wish that that was already embedded in the system, where as much as you could you check something and you can tweet about it and sync your account to. I wish that there was a way that you're, rather than having to you stream 7 hours and then try to weed through the 7 hours and find the gems, that you could tell the game to export the last 5 minutes, boom, and it was all there, right? And so then you didn't have to have some external website, some external record software, third-party software, and all these other things going on. That was already just part of the system and available to you to utilize. I think that's what I would have them implement into WoW. That would help. I think just help content creation. You would have some of the stuff already available, and not have to then go find a whole bunch of other software just to record the games. And I don't think people, we talked about this offline there, Jake, but actually no, sorry, I think we even talked about it during the Warcraft radio recorder, or the Warcraft recorder one. but just how your gameplay changes when you're streaming, and sometimes you just want to record and not have to stream it. But setting up OBS and setting up all these other softwares is sometimes very onerous. That I wish it was just embedded into the system already.
Yeah,
in some way.
That would be sick. I think
cool.
as we were saying before, like you kind of feel some pressure when you're on stream.
Yeah.
Or just in general when you're recording. You feel that sort of pressure of kind of like, oh, I'm queuing into this person. I really need to make sure I don't die now or do something stupid because their 800 viewers are gonna laugh at me, kind of thing. Like there is that sort of aspect of it, and I suppose you do get used to it. So it would be nice. That's why I like Outplayed, because I just sit back and I forget that I'm even doing anything, and then I can go, oh, I recorded that entire session, so now I can go back and have a look at it.
Nice.
Can I add one thing? Like when we're talking about embedding things like in the actual game, I think there's a lot of talk about like add-ons and weak course and like if they take away from the game. But I think I actually know for like a lot of very new players, they don't know about add-ons even. Like a bunch of people like never even heard about like add-ons, new players. So I think like certain add-ons like S Arena, Omnibar, like certain things should be built into the actual base game. And I think it's gonna help like new players because like everyone that plays Arena on like any semi-competitive level, has these add-ons, and I think some add-ons are like quite distracting, but like a good one is S Arena. It just shows DRs. Like tracking DRs is like a very, very fundamental thing, and it should be an option just like in the base UI. Same with like tracking enemy cooldowns. I think it would be a lot more like welcoming to new players if these things just were like available just in like the settings, and it can maybe even just be like a short thing. Just press this to kind of set up like a basic beginner PP UI, and I think that would take like it's kind of about like having it easy to get into the game, right? Like that's very important.
Yeah,
and
I think they did a lot of steps towards that being possible with the new UI. That's what I use now.
Kinda, yeah. But I guess like
it came short.
Kinda like what I'm
so?
talking about is a bit like inputs, like information inputs, I guess, in Arena.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
We're just like does I guess you can see trinket actually. I think you see trinkets. But yeah, when it comes to DRs, cooldowns, even your teammates' cooldowns is a big thing. Like Soul Shuffle, like tracking, like does my teammate have his trinket ready? Does he have bubble? Does he have just like these things should be, because you can have add-ons for these things, but I think it should be an option just like embedded in the game. And I would probably, if I had all the money, I would kind of make that happen, I guess.
I think what I meant when I was talking about the UI is that at least they're showing interest in making the UI better for the use of less add-ons, so that it's more possible to play the base game without the add-ons. Because I don't use any UI add-ons anymore. I use the I use Deadly Boss mods and stuff like that, but not anything like bars or anything anymore. Because
that's very true. Like they can improve on that system. Yeah. Like they have the system in place to just like add like a checkbox now for like whatever it might be, and then have it be there.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I feel the base UI and how it represented information was not great for decision making for PvP. It's better, but there's still much to be desired in having the right information to make the best decision possible at that moment. That said, I feel like anybody trying to learn PvP is going to just be overwhelmed by the amount of information that they need to be able to learn to process and learn all that stuff. And there's no real way to do that other than just playing the game. And that's either just playing your class and playing against every other class and learning all those abilities and how they affect you, or playing every class to learn all those abilities and then take that back to the one main you want to run. And either way is a lot of time. Speaking of a lot of time, though, I think we should take a look at the PvP news and see what's happened in the past 2 weeks and see what time Blizzard has put into their game.
All right. Who ordered up an extra large can of whoop ass?
All right. That was, a little slow transition. A little startling too, I guess, ending that other one. I really love the conversation, guys, but we kind of got to move through this because it's been 2 hours.
Go blow through, yeah.
Yeah. I feel sorry for everybody who is in EU time right now because it is late. So on the PvP news side, if anybody knows, our friend Flark has finally hosted his first 3v3 solo tournament of the year back on the 14th. This was NA only, and a huge congrats to the players Ambev Sulfur, Breathalyzer, and Marut for taking the first place and winning the community-funded prize of $600. So kudos to them. Again, so I've tried to reach out to Flark. He lovely guy, but when he actually hosts these is fairly random. He doesn't seem to know he's doing it until like 3 days before he's going to do it. So if you want to be in the next one, you have to go over to his Discord server and join there, so you get the alerts there when he's doing them. Hot fixes. There's been a lot of hot fixes since the Blizzard team got back into the office after Christmas. Biggest thing was a wide amount of class tuning. I don't think we have time to go through it all tonight. I'd say you have to read through it. I'm gonna throw to Jake first. Is there one thing that happened in the hot fixes that you were excited about?
That I'm excited about?
Yes.
That's a very good question. Can I say the opposite? I'm not excited by much of them.
Okay.
I think is the answer of it all. I think honestly, it's a lot of the stuff on there is doesn't really do much. I think it's the feral buffs. Obviously, no offense to Snoopy, are quite terrifying. Those are the ones I can think of that I'd just say that I'm scared of those the most. That's what I say.
Okay. How about you, Snoopy?
Yeah.
Are you excited for those? Or
I can actually, yeah. I mean, so when it comes to Feral Druid, I think like what's getting buffed the most is your single target. Like they are buffing tear open wounds, but that's the instant damage ones. Like I think in Cleave, they're nerfing Rip by 5%. So overall, I think in Cleave it won't really be. It's going to be similar to what it is right now. But in single target, I think it's going to be a bit more deadly, which is good because right now the Cleave is just very strong, and single target we're kind of doing nothing. So, but yeah, I mean, Feral's really good. No, but buff Feral though. I gotta get that off my chest.
Great, but also buff it.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna say for me personally, I think the thing that I'm most excited about, other than the fact that just generally they're doing tuning, not just PvE but PvP and staying on top of the tuning is great. I will say the thing I was most excited for was seeing the changes to the explosive affix for this week for Mythic Plus, because I wasn't even going to run a key this week, and knowing that was going to happen and all the different ads and all the different dungeons, I was not looking forward to this week with explosive as a tank. How about you, Ed? Is there anything that popped up in the hot fixes that you're excited about?
I'm excited about all these damage nerfs since I've been healing a lot in these M pluses. Just anything sounds great.
That I don't disagree. All right. Another couple things. One, so I'm going to switch the show notes up a bit. The Wrath Classic Season 6, it just started this week. So if anybody was excited for that, if you're tired of Dragonflight and you want to go back to some Wrath Classic, there you go. With that, there's also also obviously Uzawar has opened. Yay. One little niche bug. I saw reports that the MMR wasn't reset for Season 6. So although people's CR was zeroized, they were walking into their first arena with 3,000 MMR and then skyrocketing up the ratings. So I sometimes question if that's on purpose or not. I don't know. Anyway, the other thing, actually, I'm going to delete that one out there since it is also covered in the 10.0.5 patch notes, which just got released today, the official patch notes. So in that, there's the solo shuffle updates. So that's the So already they've changed with the whole what's happening with levers, but now they're also going to adjust where if a person leaves, they're going to get a warning telling them what is going to happen to them if they actually do leave the solo game. And the other part is if they do actually leave, then instead of everybody getting 0, the calculation, there's going to be a calculation to figure out what your CR gain should have been for those games that were played. So another little
Great
one.
change.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I think that's really good. I believe the only thing left now is sorting out how to report people, because I've heard reports where players are just giving up. So instead of leaving the game, they just sit there and don't do anything. And
I had it
essentially
today, actually.
You had that?
Oh.
Well, I can actually like just say quickly what happened. I think so. The priest in my shuffle like flamed the red paladin, and then the red paladin was like, "Okay, I'm gonna make this guy win 0 rounds." So every round the red paladin was with the priest, he would just run into middle, bubble, whatever, pop it cooldown, just like stand still and die.
My God.
So yeah, like
You are so annoying.
yeah. So
Wow.
hopefully, yeah, like them going in and taking action on like individual people and like kind of cracking down on intentionally feeding.
Yeah.
It's gonna be important. Yeah.
So I think that's going to be left to the players to report, but then there's going to have some sort of AI to try to read the game data, because there's no way a person's going to be able to go all through all those reports. Because if they just do a blind, okay, somebody got reported, then there's going to be griefing as well. So they have to figure out a way to anti-grief it. So either way, that's the only thing left is to figure out, and that should make Solo Shuffle great again.
Can I say one thing on there? Just one more addition to Shuffle. I just want to say, just like, if Blizzard's listening, incentivizing healers, which they are, they also wrote about this, that incentivizing healers properly in whichever way is going to be very, very important.
Oh, yeah.
Because healers not queuing is a big issue, because long queues, like 2-hour queues on like 3k MR is not good. But
no, even Jake was saying that, like, sitting a 40-minute queue time to then go 3 for 3 is not good either. All right, the other things coming out in 10.5 that I personally thought was important, precognition is getting a slight buff. So it's going to be, if you juke a kick as a caster, instead of getting a 4-second, you're going to get a 5-second basically freedom. But they're also adding in no what is it, I forget the wording now, but you're gonna be able to cast freely. Your casting time doesn't get slowed down for getting hit on as well, taking melee hits and that. So you're essentially gonna get to free cast completely for 5 seconds if you juke a kick properly, which seems a little bit crazy to me.
It's just trying to make it seem like a viable option. Most ranged classes can't really pick that because they need the 3. So potentially this might be more game changing.
I think that's really that's gonna be really powerful. And the last one that Ed let slip at the very beginning of the show, thank you, Ed, was the Catalyst is showing up next week with 10.0.5. The one thing that I need to point out is the gear that is available. So you're going to be able to turn Great Vault, Mythic Plus, Raids, PvP, Tier 2 Epic from Storms, Tier 2 War Mode, and World Boss gear into tier gear.
Oh, wow.
So it's quite the... If I remember before, it was only Conquest gear and only Mythic gear and only Raid gear. That said, they also noted in there that this is going to be a charge system. You're going to earn charges through an account-wide quest, which is going to earn you a charge, and you can only stack up to 6 charges on a character, so per character. So how I read that is if you want, you can do that on your main, but then that account-wide quest is going to be gone for the rest of for that week for your character, for all your characters, for your account. So if you want to then, do a catalyst on another character, you have to wait for a week and then do the quest on that character. The other thing they noted is if you, let's say you got a piece of gear, but it was a downgrade or a side grade that you didn't enjoy, and you ended up deleting it, selling it, DEing it, whatever, you can go back into the gear recovery and get that back, and then be able to catalyze it. Again, different than in Shadowlands, because in Shadowlands, none of the stuff before the catalyst got implemented was actually viable. You can do it, so that's kind of neat. They're doing that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for news that I can think of. Is there anything else? Did you guys know anything else in 10.0.5 that you're really excited about coming down the pipe? PvP wise? Bueller? Okay. Ed, shout outs. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out?
Yeah. I'll shout out Peekaboo on YouTube and Twitch. Also, I want to shout out Josito Jones. I've done a few videos for him. He's a really nice guy, really, really good healer, really good content creator. He puts out a lot of videos on his own. Mm-hmm. Rank one priest, rank 1 healer. Super handsome, talented. He deserves more views.
Don't disagree. He's a great guy.
True. He's awesome. I know him too.
How about you, Snoopy? Any shout outs?
Oh, I mean, I guess I'll shout out myself, or Snoopy on Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, just Snoopy on Twitch and YouTube. You can find me there. And if any ferals are listening, if you need any good info on Feral Druid, any macros, add-ons, builds, they can all be found on my Discord server, discord.com/Snoopy as well. Yeah, just and that's pretty much it.
All right. I like it.
Cool.
Jake.
I'm gonna steal yours, Jaroslav. I know what you're gonna do. I'm gonna steal it. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna steal it right now. I'm gonna shout out to Big for competing tonight in the AWC and going out there, representing Skill Capped. I assume.
No, I don't think Skill Capped was in the name.
Is it not? Oh, that is a missed opportunity for them. But yeah, anyway, regardless, putting up a good fight.
Indeed.
Big shout out to him.
Yeah. You're close.
Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys for 171 episodes. This was fun.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Actually, you're close though, Jake. I'm actually going to shout out Skill Capped in reminding people that they help support us, but by helping you get a discount on your account with them. So if you go over to the Skill Capped and use the link the link that we have in our show notes, you can get a discount to the paid account over there and improve your game for a lower cost than what they charge everybody else. So go over there and do that. Last but not least, I guess, Ed, you told everybody where they can find some of the people that you do content for, but where can they find you on the interwebs?
Nowhere. Just follow the people I work for. It's the best way to support me.
All right.
I have no personal ambitions at the moment.
I understand.
Apart from getting that Brazashi Raptor.
Yeah.
You know about
find me at Snoopy TV.
I am Ed.
Nice.
So I think you said, Snoopy, you mentioned your Twitch and that. Is there anywhere else people can find you? Twitter, OnlyFans,
yeah,
Reddit?
Not OnlyFans. I actually have this meme. It's like I command in my stream next week. Is being launched. But no, Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. I mean, I have an Instagram too. I'll post once a year, so I don't know if that's worth following. But yeah, on Snoopy TV on Twitter.
All right.
Love it.
Make sure people go. You do some good tweets over there, so highly recommend people go over there and follow you. And last but not least, Jake, can you tell people where they can find us as we close the show out?
Of course. You can contact us directly with a tweet to @technically_PvP or by an email to technicallypvp@gmail.com. You can also join our discussions on the Bonus Roll Productions Discord. You can also visit the Bonus Roll website to find the podcast directory with us and many other great shows at www.bonusroll.gg. This directory also has a review system, so head over there and tell everyone what you think of your favorite shows, including our own.
Indeed. And as always, links for everything we talked about is going to be in the show notes. Thank you all for listening, and we will chat with you next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Take care.